Aloha friends. Thought we would just sit by the fire today. And have a little chat about, whatever. Come on, wind. Work with me, mother. So spring is in the air. I'm ready. I can appreciate a little bit of winter, but I sure do like spring and summer better. All my plants are about ready to bust out. I planted like 46 or 7 castor bean plants across the front of my yard along the road, all spaced out. It's gonna be dope as hell if they all come up. If you don't know what castor bean plants are, look them up. They look really cool, really tropical, kind of a red, purplish red tint to them with star-shaped leaves. They can get pretty tall. They can get like, I've seen them 10 feet tall. Really cool. Then I planted zinnia flowers along with them. So I'll have zinnias below and castor bean plants above. Should look really cool. I'm excited about that. My clematis vines are already busting out. I've got one that's already like 2 feet, grown 2 feet already. I've got a really cool clematis. It's like I'm not sure what kind it is. I guess it's considered a double, but literally the thing opens up like a rose. And it's like kind of blue and purplish blue. I'll show you when it's in bloom. It's really, really cool though. And I'm thinking about the soul. And I kind of think that our soul, is like our energy signature. So of course we've come to realize by now that we're all from the one consciousness that's in the cosmic egg. But the soul part of us is like, maybe is the part that reincarnates as what you would say is you, I guess. And has, I'm just guessing here, but, has maybe some of your personality traits and characteristics. Interesting to think about that. Because we get all these words, we try to figure out like what are we talking about when we're talking about soul or spirit or consciousness. Like, is it all the same thing? Well, it all kind of is the same thing because it's all part of the same thing, but it's all about these layers that we have. And I still struggle a little bit with the difference between the soul and the spirit. Like, I think they seemingly are the same thing. I think we just have different ways of using the word, but I think it's kind of the same thing. So that helped me, clarify a little bit about like what is the me that reincarnates. Like if you die and you go back to the one consciousness, and ultimately we're all of the one consciousness. And, maybe as the oversoul, we are just one being. But where does that leave humans? Because, we're reincarnating here as individual humans. And you know, there's the big question of, do you survive death? Like, you know, I know when I die and I come back, I'm not going to be known as my name, and I'm not going to look like this avatar. And so am I gone? Am I no more? But I think there is, you know, it seems to make sense that if we're going to do this, and we've been doing this, that there's got to be something of the us that we think of as us that survives, even though it's not this avatar. So I think the soul kind of solves that problem. And the easiest way for me to think of that is just, it's your energy signature. So it's the you. If there was a you outside of your avatar or besides your avatar, that you would be your soul. And that soul's consciousness is of the one consciousness that's in this cosmic egg that we're all a part of. I could just sit by a fire all day long and just listen to it and look at it. It's such an intriguing energy. I mean, literally, it's, you know, it's as magical as anything here. Like, what is fire? It's some kind of, you know, it's an energy, it's a frequency, it's a consumer of certain things. Hope everybody's doing good. I really don't, you know, the whole coronavirus and all that stuff, I don't really follow all that. I'm really just, I'm into tuning out that old world and just not feeding it my energy, you know. I know it's starting to affect a lot of people, and if you watch the mainstream news, you know, you're probably scared shitless. But I don't watch it, and I'm not scared at all, and I don't think anybody that's healthy has anything to worry about. You know, it's the same as with any virus. Perhaps young kids are more at risk. Elderly people that have compromised immune systems are at risk, but that's for anything, right? That's not just the coronavirus, so no need to panic. But that's what the old world, you know, third density is it remains the same. Its playbook is always the same thing. Keep people afraid and in fear, and feeding it, you know, that energy so that it can maintain high network view or whatever, whatever they're doing, that people are going for. Oops. Still struggling with my back a little bit here and there. You know, life in the avatar is not perfect. We all have our struggles. And I want to kind of clarify, I did say in the last video we have no business struggling with life, but I didn't mean that to say, you know, we have no struggles. Of course, we all have struggles of different kinds at different times and whatnot. And the thing is to not fight with it and not get consumed by it, and see it for what it is. And so I guess our goal would be to, find out why, if you're struggling, like why are you struggling? Because if the external realm is a reflection of your internal realm, then that struggle is coming through you and manifesting in the external. So there's something, within. And in this world, we probably, have a lot of stuff within. Surely we do. That needs to be looked at and needs to be resolved. Again, I think it always relates back to contradictions. Contradictions. If you hold a contradictory position of any kind, then you're in conflict without even knowing it. And that conflict may drive you to think, I need to drink alcohol regularly because I don't know why, I just feel like I need to do that. I'm not saying me, I'm saying anybody. I don't drink at all. Very rarely. And if I drink, I drink like a couple of drinks literally because I learned what alcohol did to me when I was young, and it does nothing good for me. It just makes me sick as hell, so I just stay away from it. But, I mean, it could be anything. Whatever your compulsions are. Like if you're compulsively feel like you're driven to do something, even if it's so-called good, you might have a compulsion to, do charity maybe. I'm not downing on being charitable, but again, if it's a compulsion, then something's driving you, and anything that's driving us to be compulsive is stemming from something within that's not resolved. And so if we could find what that is and get that resolved, then we wouldn't be compulsive about it. So then you could do charity non-compulsively, just from a genuine sense of compassion, love, and wanting to help. Oh, listen to the birds. So beautiful. Beautiful Mother Nature. So this is nothing new. Most of you on my channel probably know this, but I never get tired of hearing about stuff I know about because it's sometimes, you get a little piece or an angle that you just didn't have and you're like, oh wow, okay, yeah, that helps. Or, you might just be at a low vibe for whatever reason. I mean, it does happen. We are human. And, sorry, I'm trying to get out of the smoke. I love listening to people that are high vibe, especially if I'm low vibe or I'm feeling like I am struggling with something, just as a pick me up and a boost, instead of a shot of whiskey, a shot of consciousness does way more for me than a shot of whiskey. So I'm always stoked to hear a good talk and feel some high vibes, and it's encouragement, I guess. It's encouraging. It's encouraging in this world that you could even find people talking in a manner that's not completely egoic and judgmental and angry, or wanting to point out, who's wrong and why, and who's fucked up and why. Oh, he cussed, he must not be conscious. Conscious people don't cuss, but, whatever. We're all adults, right? This is not a kid channel. Even though kids could tune in, and I guess I probably shouldn't cuss because they can, but so forgive me if there's any kids watching and cussing shocks you, but, come on. If you watch one Hollywood movie, you're going to be exposed to, like, so much stuff in that one movie that it makes my little swear word seem like nothing. And see, that would be the contradictory nature I'm talking about that a lot of us harbor is, you can watch a movie and hear cussing and not think nothing of it, but if somebody conscious on a video cusses, then you immediately have a judgment about it. But you weren't judging the movie when you were watching it. So that's kind of contradictory. But I'll agree with you. I probably shouldn't swear. But I'm not going to sit here and beat myself up because I swear. It's just, I do what I do, I guess. We all do what we do. Haven't channeled Jane for a little while. I suppose I do that again. I found that very intriguing and interesting myself. I don't know if that was for anybody else, but I find it very interesting, and we'll probably do it again at some point. Been kind of busy, I guess, and dealing, with life. Okay, the remainder of the video is going to be meditation. We'll call it fire meditation. We're just going to listen to Mother Earth and watch the flames and move towards center. If you're out of whack, move towards center. Balance, wholeness, peace. You might say your affirmation if you have one. If you don't have an affirmation, you really should get one. I mean, it's certainly not going to hurt anything. I am a co-creator. I create an abundance of love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, health, and money in gratitude. Some people might trip that I got money in there, but hey, if you're surviving in this world without money and you don't ever use it, please leave a comment and talk about that, because I'd love to hear about it. But my suspicion is that you using money, you probably don't want to be. I mean, I don't think a lot of us really want to. have to be a part of that system. But we've co-created this, humans. Humans have co-created this, and we are humans, and we find ourselves here at this time. And if my guess is correct, we chose to be here at this time. So we chose to be here at a time when, money was the main currency of exchange. And there's really nothing wrong with the concept of energy exchange. It's just that it's been corrupted. There's nothing wrong with the concept of government, but it's been corrupted. There's nothing really, I guess, wrong with the concept of, I don't know, I hate to say religion and have it be a good thing, but I mean, I think the concept, if we were all in oneness and love, unity, and light, religion wouldn't even really be religion. It would just be the definition I just used. It would be love, unity, and light. So there's nothing wrong with that concept. Can love, unity, and light be organized? I think it can be, but we haven't seen an exemplary example of that yet. But, as with religion, government, money, the system, like, who's going to change that? Who's going to recreate that? Who's going to build the ones that work? If not humans, if not us. So anything we don't like, you have a challenge right there. You don't like something? What can you do to be the change? I always like that one. One of the few sayings that comes out of the political machine, be the change. That's a great slogan. Because until you're ready to be the change, then you're not contributing to the answers or to the change. And be the change doesn't mean be the change and go out there and grab hold of shit and change it. I mean, you could try to do that, but I think, be the change really more means within yourself, like bring it home, be the change from within, and be the change within. And the change that happens within, again, will reflect into the external realm. And then we can start building from that internal change. So if the internal's not changed, then you're kind of fighting against yourself to try to fix stuff externally. You're never going to fix yourself, or we're never going to collectively fix this world just by focusing on the external things that, again, we think are wrong or bad or messed up or whatever. If we're still off within our own selves, it's not going to work. I mean, it'll be in vain. I think we've seen a lot of people trying to do it that way. And has it worked? Has it really changed? Has it gotten better? So this world does not get better until we get better. The world does not get healed until we get healed. The world does not experience love until we experience love. And as I've said before, if you don't have self-love, if you don't, I'm trying to think of another way to say that. If you don't have self-love, you're really not going to experience quality love externally. Because you're going to attract to you the measure of love that you already have. So if you really are, I see this a lot with women, seemingly, especially young girls and stuff. They have low self-esteem. They're kind of self-loathing, insecure, and all this kind of stuff. And then they continually attract these losers of guys. Losers and abusers, and they wonder, why can't I find a man? Why can't I find a guy? Why can't I find my true love? But see, you're attracting what is at your frequency. And so if you could master your self-love, then it would be effortless for you to find what you're calling true love. It would be effortless because your frequency would match that. See, even if let's say you're in that self-loathing state of no self-love or very little self-love, and you attract a guy or a man that has that's on that higher frequency, it's not going to work out. Probably it's not going to work out because you're not at the same frequency, you're not on the same vibe. And you could say, it's sort of a contradiction. You're in a contradictory state. That's why so many relationships fail and marriages fail and stuff. I mean, there's many reasons for that, but that's just one. The main reason is that people just jump right into it. See, in this world, kids don't really grow up. Kids turn into adults with adult bodies, and they can play house, but they didn't really grow up or mature, we could say. So if you didn't grow up and mature, you're still just a